All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy you joined us. With us today is current District 1 in the city of Mount Juliet, Ray Justice, and we're going to talk today a little bit about what he's up to and why he might like for you to vote for him and can let him continue in representing you at the city of Mount Juliet. Just so everybody knows, we're recording these and we'll post them all on the city website as soon as we get all of the candidate interviews done. So let's just go ahead and get started. We've got about 20 minutes plus or minus together, Ray, and like for you, if you would, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to know the voters, or like the voters to know about your campaign.
Thank you, Mark. First of all, I want to, before we go any further, would like to talk just a second about the loss of one of our former city commissioners, James Page. James is a good friend and has been for a long time, not only to me, but everybody in the city of Mount Juliet. And he served on the city commission many years ago. Somebody whose heart also was embedded in Mount Juliet. And so our thoughts and prayers are with the Page family at his loss today. So
many people might remember used to own the Mount Juliet News and had many business interests in Mount Juliet. Was a good friend to many of us, and in his later years, you could find him on the front porch in a rocking chair over at the Circle P, hanging out with his brothers and old friends.
And that, or you can see him with his kids at Courtney's, eating lunch on a regular basis too. Such a great man, such a great family. So he was sure.
I remember him bringing his kids and grandkids. Probably 30 years ago, whenever it was, I had a little business up on Lebanon Road, and they all came up and we put our lawn chairs out and watched the Olympic flame going down Highway 70 with James. So been knowing that man for a long time, and he's at Sellers Funeral Home in Mount Juliet, visitation tomorrow and then Wednesday before the service.
Very good, thank you. Real quick, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ray Justice. I am the city commissioner for the District 1, the city of Mount Juliet. And so I kind of wrote some stuff out here, just kind of give you an idea of who I am. I am a Christian. I attend Joy Church in Mount Juliet, as do my children. I'm a dad. I got 5 kids. Yes, I said 5. They are my world. They have attended and still attend the Wilson County school system, as did I. I'm a retired law enforcement officer in the Wilson County Sheriff's Department. Just to be clear, I back the blue. I have no qualms in saying that, obviously. I genuinely love my community, and they brought me home from St. Thomas Hospital in 1962. They kicked me out of the hospital and they brought me to Mount Juliet, and I've been here ever since. I live, I sleep, I work, and I worship in Mount Juliet. I'm currently the president of the Mountain Juliet League baseball softball park. Started playing at that park in 1968 when it was actually created. I was chairman of the Parks Board that created Charlie Daniels Park, and I was able to help get our Mount Juliet Community Center built. To say the least, this community has given me a really good life, and this community has provided me with the opportunity to raise my children in a place that they can be proud of, and hopefully they can raise their children here as well. When the tornado hit in March, or on March 3rd, I was really proud of our community and the first responders, and the response that I was able to get when I helped coordinate over 1,400 volunteers with cleanup efforts in the area that was hit the hardest. Now, I say that we were able to put over 600 volunteers out of that group in areas that were outside the city as well. So when I say, yeah, I am running for city commissioner, I am the city commissioner, but this is about the community that is Mount Juliet, a lot more than it is about the city that is Mount Juliet. I'm not the guy that is the government. I'm the guy that believes that the government serves people. I believe in a smaller government, but a big community that allows the people who live here to grow strong and thrive. And our community called Mount Juliet, it was here a long time before the city ever was. I've attached some pictures on my Facebook page that you can go to give you a whole lot better picture of what I'm about. And that's re-elect Ray Justice for City of Mount Juliet Commissioner District 1. That's a mouthful, but takes it to get the point across. So that being said, I am asking for and would appreciate your vote on November 3rd.
Great. And I might add to at least one of your children is currently serving in the military. Is that correct?
That is correct. My son, Kevin, actually my son, Kevin, and my other son, they're twin boys, Kendall and Kevin, and they actually joined at the same time. And
Okay.
during boot camp, Kendall's knee was blown out. He wound up with reconstructive surgery over that one. And then Kevin stayed in. I think he just got back from his deployment this year he was in Poland for a year.
Very good.
Very, very proud of all my kids, every one of them.
Put a plug in for our armed service. Thank you very much. And if you would, let's start off a little bit with some of maybe what are the most important matters facing our community, and perhaps more specifically, those in the district you're asking to represent again.
Probably growth. Right off the bat, the first thing that pops into my head is that Providence area, which have called for a long time for the low-hanging fruit. It was the area near the interstate, closer to the airport, the marketplace. It grew and it grew and it grew. And now the untouched area has been my district for a long time, District 1. And the people have stood in the middle of Lebanon Road or, asked me to stand in the middle of the road with my hands up, stopping the growth to a large degree. And I don't believe you should ever stop growth. I think you should manage growth. So that's going to be the task is going to be in front of us for the next 4 years, and one that we've already experienced. So during the course of this management process, to say I've been there, done that, and got that T-shirt through the Providence area.
Along with growth means obviously new people most of the time, that or a good portion of the time. That includes school-age children. And a week ago, Monday night, there was a groundbreaking. I believe it was in your district. I heard someone mention that once. The groundbreaking for the new fire station across from the brand new Green Hill High School. That's your district, right?
That is correct, Mark. And you have to know the history here, but that piece of property for the new fire station was 3 years in the making. That I was involved in, and worked as hard as I could work. There were obstacles thrown in front of us right and left, and we were able to overcome them thanks to the work of Mr. Mickey Hall at the Wilson County School Board of Education, and Director Donna Wright. They were amazing in helping me get that accomplished, but it was, like I said, not without a bunch of obstacles. We were able to go through the process and get 2 acres over there to build the newest fire station. And that was in anticipation of the growth that we're going to be receiving as our city continues to build, and we have the unused land. So I expect it's going to happen. Again, we've got to manage it. The infrastructure has to be in place. And when I say infrastructure, I'm not talking about just the sewer or just the roads. I'm talking about the roads, the sewer, the water, all of the safety folks, the police department and the fire department. We have to have all that in place before we go further with growth, and that's what we're working on now. Now, I will say also that the growth also will feed the opportunity for us to be able to fund those things. So we will use those opportunities every time they come up.
Along with the fire station, you mentioned the police, emergency services. Can you give us your perspective on where we're at with specifically, since it's the city's responsibility, police and fire, where we're at, where we might be going, and how you think might be best for us to get there?
Well, when we talk about emergency services, we're talking about 2 separate entities, being the fire department and the police department. But I will tell you that the role of the government in my eyes is to protect its citizens. That is the very first thing, to keep them safe. And so the emergency and first responders that we've got, they're second to none, by the way. And I know this from experience because I'm the only one up here with the law enforcement background and experience. And I know what our guys face. Now, the police department, a lot of the time is manpower. I was the person who sponsored also the license plate readers that became, now I say this and knowing this is going to be controversial when I say it, but that had never bothered me in the past. The license plate readers, we've caught 30 some odd felons coming through Mount Juliet that had we not had those license plate readers, we would never even know those people were in our community. Sponsor that was $100,000 that we spent to buy that product, and it's ongoing. That program is. We have to give them the tools and the manpower to work to keep our people safe. Now, Chief Hambrick, Deputy Chief Mullins, Captain Chandler, and the others at the police department, they do a phenomenal job. Our fire department, in 2012, we received a letter. It was a resolution from the county saying, okay, if you want more fire coverage, good luck. May God be with you, because we won't. They pretty much just threw us to the wolves and said, y'all are going to have to create your own fire department. We're not going to do it for you anymore. And we took that to heart, because we could not let the people of Mount Juliet go without fire service, obviously. So the city of Mount Juliet created the fire department, and it's been a growing operation ever since. I will say that we were fortunate enough along the way to get Jamie Luffman, and I worked through the emergency services when I was with the Sheriff's Department. I worked very closely with Jamie. I knew his heart. I know his heart. Good, fine Christian man, great family, and dedicated as anybody I've ever seen to doing the job. I will also tell you that I sponsored an additional 9 firefighters to be added to the personnel in anticipation of opening the new fire department over in the north side of my district. I am pro law enforcement. I am pro fire, and will do everything in my power to fight to make sure those guys have everything they need to do the jobs that they need to do.
I think when many of us get the Atlas One alert that Guardian Shield has caught another one, and if you listen real close, I think there's a collective cheer in the community, because I have yet to run into one single person that does not appreciate the investment in the Guardian Shield, and I think there's pretty well a consensus that everybody feels like that's helping keep us safe. The word may get out, and one of these days, maybe those bad people that want to do bad things will avoid our community altogether. That'd be nice. But no, I think that was a great investment.
Well, we were pleased. There are people out there that are worried about some of the some of the security issues. This didn't come without those thoughts being in mind, and that was taken care of when we passed the.
Well, I'm glad that arrow's in the police department's quiver. That's for sure. So, with so many people moving out here, a lot of them will tell you, yeah, we're coming out here because of the schools. We want our children to have a good education. Probably many other reasons that they come out here. Every community in Tennessee, perhaps none more than Wilson County, maybe Putnam County, started this whole pandemic on the heels of a tornado. So certainly been the challenges, but despite that, there are still many great things going on in our community. What are some of the things that, when you talk to people about Mount Juliet who maybe aren't that familiar, what do you see as our shining stars in Mount Juliet?
Well, I'm pretty deep rooted, and so when I look at the youth sports programs here in Mount Juliet, it's probably one of the biggest and brightest stars that we've got. That being the Mount Juliet League baseball and softball park, that being the Mount Juliet youth football and cheerleading, that being the West Wilson Basketball Association. The opportunities that we've got for our kids, I want more opportunities, and I would love the opportunity to be able to recruit businesses in here that actually kind of went along with what we could do for our kids and give some other opportunities for them. I would prefer to have the kids out from behind their gaming stations and have them on the ball fields and Honestly, that's, in 1968 when that park opened up there, that's where I went. Of course, we didn't have, Nintendo or PlayStation or Xbox or whatever the new thing is back then. But I think our youth sports activities first are for me, would be one of the shining stars that we've got. Mount Juliet as a whole enjoys one of the best school systems in the nation, and that's proven. Mount Juliet is within 20 minutes of DNA, the national airport. We have so much, we're between two lakes, so the recreational opportunities out here for us are wide open. Now we're recruiting businesses, and we're recruiting white collar and blue collar businesses or jobs to Mount Juliet. I was able to help put the Amazon deal together and kind of close that one down for the city on our side of it, and was very proud of my role in that. Mark, there's so much good that's going on here. We are one of the fastest growing cities in the state of Tennessee, one of the fastest growing in the nation. Money Magazine has recognized us as being in the top 25 in the nation, as a good, affordable place to live. We are one of the safest cities because of our police and our fire. We are one of the most playful cities that we've been named in the city or in the state of Tennessee because of our Parks Department. Rocky Lee and the guys at our Parks Department, it is unbelievable what they are able to accomplish on a daily basis. And we're in the process now trying to find additional park land for the people of Mount Juliet. Our roads are getting better, but that's where our challenges are.
Can you expand? Okay. Can you expand a little bit, since you brought it up? There's been some recent encouraging developments along growing our parks, at least acreage, and hopefully the amenities that will be involved. But it appears that Mount Juliet's moving forward with the acquisition of additional property to grow our parks program.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conversation about that. There are several pieces that are in the mix. Most of them are larger pieces, ranging anywhere from 20 acres to 57 acres in addition to what we already have. Now, I will tell you, and Mark, I'm going to give you a pat on the back here, but if you remember many years ago, Charlie Daniels Park was kind of a softball field, and it was a football field. And there was a large group of people. I was chairman of the Parks and Recreation Board at that point, the Parks Board. And I had called in PARTAS, Parks and Recreation Technical Advisory Service. They came in from the state of Tennessee. And myself and you and Miss Jeannie Bess Hibbett, who was our first female mayor, actually sat down almost with crayons with a piece of paper and drew out what we wanted Mount Juliet or Charlie Daniels Park to look like. And if you will remember, that is the one they used. I give all the credit to Jenny Bess Hibbett on that one. But that was our first park. That is the crown jewel in my district, and I love that park. We've been able to do so much with it. And then, of course, I was able to help as Community Center Research Development Committee Chair get through David Wainick. I was able to get that community center built. That was the beginning of a park program that hasn't been added on to, with the exception of a couple of little acres here and there. Thanks to Bill Robinson for his donation of our park over on Mount Juliet Road. But now we're looking for something substantial, something that we can put a lot of different programs into, and something that's affordable for the people. And we're hoping to double or triple the size of our parks opportunities here in Mount Juliet in the next year.
That was a tremendous event in May of 1998. The entire community pitched in, and for those that don't know, Charlie Daniels Park Planet Playground started about 7 o'clock on a Monday morning and worked nearly around the clock for 7 days, and had the ribbon cutting with the nearly finished product the following Sunday, just about as the sun was going down. So remember those days very well. Thanks for bringing those up, and all of the folks that helped. Many are not with us anymore, but got us off to a great start. In our time together, what's remaining, Ray? Would you just kind of wrap this up with why you think you're the best candidate and your ask of the voters for their support on Election Day?
Well, obviously biggest reason I can think of is the experience. I've said it many times, it's not my own, I borrowed it. But if you don't know the history, you're doomed to repeat it. Going through the process of the Providence build and the growth that we've been able to accomplish, all the people that have come here over the years, there are so many lessons that we've learned. Now, my district, being as wide open as it is with the available land to build on, we're going to be asked numerous occasions over the next 4 years to build, which is going to mean that there's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of opportunity here, and we need to have somebody in place that has the experience to grasp that opportunity. We need to make sure that the developers, when they come in, are asked to pay their fair share. As you've alluded to many times, that's a process, and you've seen me go through that process. The impact that they have is not necessarily all that they would wind up doing, but we do have to at least go through and give them the opportunity to share in the impact so that the citizens that pay taxes here aren't burdened with the entire piece of that. So we use the developers' input, and we let them come in and do those things. Those are negotiations that have been going on for a long time, and there's a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge that is needed to be able to accomplish a good project, a good development in my district, because there's no shape, form, or fashion am I going to allow development do anything to harm my district and the people in it. I will, as everybody knows, I don't want to be a fighter, but I have had to become one. Being on the low side of the 2-3 vote on numerous occasions gives you an opportunity to be able to formulate your arguments and move forward, and sometimes that's passionate. And I am passionate when it comes to the city of Mount Juliet. I'm passionate about my district. Lived here my entire life. I love the people. I love the city. I've invited people to come here, and if we were doing a bad job, I'm pretty sure that the people that have come here over the last 15 years wouldn't be here now. Their presence is proof that we've done a good job.
Danny Evans that started Cracker Barrel, he was always fond of saying the proof is in the pudding.
Exactly right.
Ray?
My first job, by the way, growing up was working with Danny Evans at the Cracker Barrel over 109.
Got us off to a good start, didn't it? So, hey, Ray, thank you for today. Thank you for your help on all you've done as a city commissioner.
Thank you.
I want to wish you and all of the other candidates, of course, the best of luck in your campaign. Remind the viewers to early voting starts October the 14th. We have a great election process. Wilson County is widely recognized for the way they run their elections. Plenty of opportunity to vote. Election day is November 3rd. And for everybody that's watching, we appreciate you and thank you for participating. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.